o de programa de aprendiz de inglés, o el programa donde pueden aprender computadora. The other day somebody was texting me in Facebook. They were interested. She was an adult, and then she told me that, in my work they are asking me to use the computer, and I have no idea. And I was wondering where a person who I didn't think that she had, I didn't ask if she had children at school, but where can they learn computer skills?
Well, the good news now, for the first time ever, our migrant education program will be working in partnership with a teacher, Julian Massas at Antelope Valley Adult School, and Mr. Massas will be bringing computer literacy classes. That's for the parents, our migrant parents who are coming to our summer school program. But the other thing is you can also look for the Antelope Valley Adult School website, or even visit their campuses. There's one in the Palmdale, and I believe there's another one here in Lancaster. And just walk in and ask about all the different courses they have. Again, there's computer literacy, there's English as a second language, there's other programs that
citizenship
qualify.
also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's a community school, so that you get to feel part of. You make new friends, you're networking. You can and look at career options, and there's a lot going on in our community adult schools for the Antelope Valley.
Do you know, I see in the United States there are so many opportunities. You just have to reach your hand and grab it. But we don't do that, and
this is great, and that's also adding to earlier the sale by literacy. We were saying during your music break there that a lot of the students here, you can develop fluency, academic fluency in your primary language. Let's say that's Spanish. That's where you're developing your reading, writing, and academic knowledge in your primary language. So you're fulfilling 4 years of Spanish going up through the AP language in your world language of Spanish. We also offer French and Mandarin, and we're going to be looking at other languages. And then when you're developing fluency there, you get, for college and career readiness, hey, you get your seal, you get the actual medal, which is a very distinguished honor for graduation to wear that, but also affixed to your diploma is a seal, a sticker seal that absolutely validates that you are fluent in 2 languages. So,
bueno, si alcanzas la fluidez en los 2 idiomas, que es aprender tu propio lenguaje, a leer, escribir y hablar, y también lo haces lo mismo en inglés, te van a poner en tu certificado de preparatoria un sello que implica que tú eres una persona completamente bilingüe. Esto es importante. And do you know, Doctor, many people who came from Mexico, they don't teach their children anymore Spanish. They learn only the basic. And please tell them how important it is to be bilingual, because I know that the brain develops better if you learn languages when you are very young, no?
Well, one of the things we're always promoting college or career readiness, and that's where if you're fluent in Spanish, the career options are stratospheric. I mean, there's so many options there when you're fluent in your primary language. Let's say that's Spanish, and you've demonstrated that, then the door of opportunity opens, because you're also showing proficiency in English and Spanish. So having that multilingual capacity really kind of opens doors, and that's where also your college and university applications, you may even qualify for more scholarship opportunities. So our recommendation, always check in with your guidance counselor if you're out there, and parents encourage your students to ask about the seal of biliteracy. Woo, there it is. And ask about, and that actually, we always highly recommend do more than the minimum world language. Go for the 3 years. Go for 4 years. Go for the 4-year program, all the way to advanced placement classes. Push yourself, do the best you can, and then you'll be soaring.
Bueno, estamos hablando de todas las posibilidades que hay, amigos, para todos aquellos que quieren ir a la escuela de adultos, también para aprender idiomas, computadoras, pues está la escuela de adultos. Hay una en Lancaster, otra en Palmdale. Y lo importante también del aprendizaje de dos lenguajes desde que eres pequeño, porque no solamente te va a dar más oportunidades de trabajo, más oportunidades de ascender, más oportunidades de tener amigos de todos lados. Si te vas a trabajar en el comercio, vas a tener la oportunidad de trabajar con múltiples países y sobre todo mejores salarios, pero además tu cerebro se desarrolla mucho mejor. Un niño que aprende 2 idiomas, su cerebro se va a desarrollar mucho mejor, va a ser un niño más inteligente. Entonces usted tiene la posibilidad y el doctor les recomienda que todos sus hijos los invite para que al salir de la escuela preparatoria lleven ese sello estatal de biliteracidad de California, o sea que habla 2 idiomas, porque eso le va a ahorrar mucho. A veces tienes que ir al colegio y tomar dos años de una lengua, pues con esto si ya llevas tu sello estatal de biliteracidad, vas a ahorrarte eso, o puedes estudiar un tercer lenguaje que te abrirá más oportunidades. El doctor David Dunstan, he speaks Spanish para poquito.
Well, I took 2 years in high school, and then I took another 2 years in university. I did the minimum requirements. But what I regret and what I always say to students, push yourself to do a lot more. Do an exchange program, do a homestay program somewhere.
You were so close because you invest for
I should have
4 years.
A lot of should haves and would haves. But that's where I say to students, here you're on if you're starting high school at 9th grade, go for the 4-year program. I don't know if your colleague across the way would say, are you multilingual? Hey, so there you go. So the key thing is taking advantage of that 4-year sequence at your high school, and partnering and developing that fluency in the world languages. Well, that's a 4-year sequence of Spanish, and then you're on your way. And then also perhaps maybe when you do get to university or college, you can look at a semester home-based or like an exchange program in a Spanish-speaking country. That's if you're studying that. And wow, you're going to be so fluent. So those are my recommendations.
Sí, su recomendación es que inviten a todos sus hijos a que en los 4 años tomen idiomas. El inglés es fundamental si naciste con otro lenguaje, si eres de lenguaje hispano y hablas y no hablas bien inglés o hablas con mucho acento como yo, it's going to be more difficult. Pero si practicas, muy pronto vas a poder tener ese sello estatal de bilateralidad. Y miren, déjenme decirles, esto lo deben de planear desde que van en kindergarten, que el niño debe de hablar 2 idiomas. No sé cómo suceda, pero tiene que hablar 2 idiomas para que pueda desarrollarse mejor y no tenga ningún problema. The other day I met a guy, it's like 16 years old, and he came here to my show, and then I asked him to write something. He came when he was like 7 years old or 4 years old. Then he was able to speak perfectly English and write and read. But then I asked him to write something in Spanish. And oh my God, I was surprised. And I said, how did you learn to write in this way? He was writing more or less in my level that I went to college there.
Wow.
And do you know how? My mother, when she was married with me, she made me to copy the La Opinión, the newspaper in Spanish. Said I used to hate that. But he punished me so many times that I am able to learn so
I can't believe you got in trouble.
But do you know, it's a great idea, no? I thought, oh my God, maybe I can learn English in that way, to write and read English in that way. Bueno, el asunto, amigos, es que pueden hacer todo lo que quieran cuando le pongan ganas. Okay, doctor, we have 1 minute.
So all of these students, their stories, they're on their way to being multilingual. So our message is be part of that story.
Sean parte de la historia. Todos estos niños son son multilingües, o sea, hablan más de un idioma. Y ese es el futuro de los Estados Unidos. Cada vez más oportunidades para hablar 2 idiomas, porque hacemos negocios internacionalmente, nos desplazamos muy rápido a otros países y es mejor hablar 2 idiomas. Doctor Dunstan, say something in Spanish at least.
Sí se puede. Gracias.
That is good.
Café con leche es número 1.
Yay.
Estupendo. Señora Miss Galindo, Muchas gracias, all your support.
Es un verdadero placer, doctor. And don't forget that you are going to bring
Students and parents.
students and parents,
Let's bring them to
because
the show.
that is so important that we hear. I want to understand why the children don't arrive every day to school and why they arrive late. Maybe they can explain us, and maybe we can find a way to correct the situation.
Those are great questions.
¿No?
Yeah, absolutely.
Queremos saber de los padres y los estudiantes para entender por qué llegan tarde a la escuela y por qué no van. ¿Cuáles son los problemas que tienen? ¿Es transporte? ¿Qué es el problema? Entre más sepa la escuela cuáles son sus problemas, más les pueden ayudar. Well, thank you so much for coming. A pleasure to have you here, and I hope to see you more frequently.